What is going on with Xbox? Honestly, besides the addition of like backwards compatibility or Xbox Game Pass back in 2017, I feel like Xbox really hasn't made a lot of great moves, and it kinda shows. Look, I grew up on Xbox. Some of my fondest memories are from playing Halo 3, Modern Warfare 2, and even Minecraft on my 360. Even in their darkest time, at the launch of the Xbox One, I was always rooting for them. I guess you can say I'm just one to root for the underdog, but I don't know. I guess that's just me. I guess I just like doing that. But you see, there was a big problem with what I was doing, and that's the fact that there's nothing really to root for Xbox anymore. It has been almost 10 years since the launch of the Xbox One, and quote, the downfall of Xbox, if you want to say that, and they are still recovering hard from that. And while they did switch out CEOs from Dom Matrick to Phil Spencer back in 2014, I do think that was a fantastic idea, because Phil Spencer has done a lot of good for Xbox, but I still, even 10 years later, don't feel like it's enough to bring it back, at the moment anyways. I mean, he literally has done a lot of good, like the addition of Xbox Game Pass, you have backwards compatibility all the way to the original Xbox, and they released the most powerful console of all time.
Microsoft is labeling the Series X as the world's most powerful console, and the specs would certainly appear to back up this claim.
But what good is the most powerful console on the planet if you have no games to show off that power? Look, I'm no Sony pony, okay? I'm not a fanboy of Xbox, I'm not a fanboy of Sony or Nintendo. I look at them in all their greatness and all their faults. And from a logistical standpoint, Xbox hasn't had the greatest history with their first-party games, not in any recent history. Not since, like, the Bungie Halo days, I would say. From Halo Infinite to Redfall, Xbox just can't seem to release a good, fully finished game. And I know those were only two examples, but, like, they are such massive examples that it just gets me worried for the future. Both of those games were delayed an entire year and were still broken. And I do respect Xbox for having the courage to delay the games, especially Halo Infinite, since it didn't launch with their new Xbox. But it still should have been delayed even more and more just to get a fully finished experience. And that is why I am extremely worried about Starfield coming out this year. After the disastrous launch of Fallout 76 in 2018, and Xbox's not great history of doing great games with companies they acquire like Bethesda, I'm extremely worried about how Starfield's gonna do. And Starfield got delayed by almost a year, just like Halo Infinite and Redfall. Starfield was slated to come out on November 11th of last year, and then got delayed to this spring, and then got delayed to September, I forgot the date, but it's supposed to come out in September. And with those couple of delays, and Bethesda's track record, and Xbox's track record smashed together, I feel like I have a lot of reason to be worried. And while I'll always be open to seeing what Xbox can provide us as consumers, I feel like for a lot of their audience and just the general gaming audience, Starfield is going to be the make it or break it point of Xbox, in my opinion. Starfield needs to be good, and I think Xbox knows that. Seeing how disappointed Phil Spencer was with Redfall in an interview he did right after the game came out, I feel like he knows that Starfield needs to at least meet and maybe even exceed expectations. I genuinely do not believe Xbox has relied on a game to save their brand this much since the release of the original Halo Combat Evolved on the original Xbox. I'm not even joking. Well, maybe the acquisition of Activision Blizzard is a little bit more desperate, but I mean, you still get my point. And speaking of acquisitions, Xbox literally has nothing to show for all their acquisitions that they've pulled off, the billions and billions of dollars they spent on all these gaming companies. Avowed, Fable, Hellblade 2, Contraband, etc. Where are these games? Xbox gobbled up all these studios and then announced a ton of games, which is really cool, but they did that years ago. Literally, Hellblade 2 was announced 4 years ago, and we still have nothing on that game. So while we know all of these games are coming, considering we've heard nothing about them for so long, I don't know when they're gonna be coming. I don't know why I should be excited. I think what they did is they acquired these studios, everybody knew they acquired these studios, and then they decided to announce all these great games because they just acquired these studios because people were worried, but I think they announced all these games way too soon. Now, I might regret talking about this because Xbox does have a showcase on June 12th, showing off all their games for the next year and so on. While some of these games might get shown and I really hope they get shown. I want to be proven wrong here. I don't know what to expect from Xbox. I'm always walking in every year like, this is going to be the year for Xbox. This is what they're going to announce, it. They're going to steal the show, or E3, even though E3's not happening. They're going to win it. They're going to show all these cool games, and they never do. And I want to say that again this year, but I can't confidently say that they will. I know game development takes a lot longer nowadays than it did like 10 years ago, and so it's unrealistic to expect all these announced games to come out so soon, and I get that, but then just don't announce them so soon. I think they just did that to ride the hype train of their acquired companies, and I really don't think that was a smart idea, because now everyone's patience, including mine, is starting to wear thin. And Xbox really needs to come out swinging this year, and probably next year too. And if they don't, they're probably going to lose their leaderboard on the casual gaming market. Allowing first-party games on Game Pass day one, allowing crossplay between Xbox and PC, and allowing every game on Xbox and PC as well, so they're not locked to the console or a PC. These are all really, really nice and convenient features that Xbox has brought out in the last 10 years, especially with Phil Spencer at the leadership, and I do appreciate that. But at the end of the day, they are a gaming company. And so even all these gaming features are cool, but the features aren't cool without the games. While PlayStation is a lot less consumer friendly with their backwards compatibility, crossplay, and half-baked Game Pass, they still managed to outdo Xbox on a regular basis, strictly from their incredible first-party games. Look, I really hope Obsidian can bring players back to Xbox with Avowed. I really hope Playground Games can bring back players with Fable. And I really hope Ninja Theory can bring back the player base with Hellblade 2. But if recent events have taught Xbox anything, they need to make great first-party games first, and they need to get them out as soon as possible in a good and working state. Not rush, but it needs to be a priority. I don't care how great Game Pass is, I don't care how great a lot of their features are, hardware, software, whatever. If you can't put out games, you shouldn't even be calling yourself a gaming company. Game Pass is a great experience to experience new and old games that you weren't sure about buying, but at the end of the day, brand new first-party games, or just new games that are good, I feel like will always be better. People want new games. New fun games. Halo clearly has not held the Xbox brand together since Bungie left. And as of now, there really are no games and no reason to own an Xbox. As much as I hate saying that, it's kind of true. Now, while I don't fully agree that there's no reason to ever own an Xbox, at its current state right now, there really isn't. People say there's no reason to own an Xbox because the games come out on Xbox and PC, but I look at it this way. If you can't afford a gaming PC, or you don't have, a PC that's able to run games and you want a cheaper option, buy a console to play the Xbox games on. If you do have a gaming PC, then there is no reason to buy an Xbox, you can just play them on the PC. But right now, there's no games to play on PC or Xbox, therefore there's no reason to buy an Xbox or play Xbox games on PC because there are no Xbox games. I mean, hell, even some of the games coming out on PC or Xbox Game Pass aren't even worth playing. Even if they do have a game that comes out, they're usually just mid or not like really great. There's nothing that blows you away. Look, Xbox has been messing up for a lot in these last 10 years, and even with a lot of their ups and their really high ups and the really low lows, I feel like right now Xbox still needs to prove itself. It still needs to prove that it's capable of releasing incredible first-party games. If they can restore our trust in making incredible games, they may have a massive resurgence. Who knows? I mean, I know Xbox Game Pass brings Xbox most of their money, most of their revenue anyways, and so what I'm hoping for is they don't turn into Valve and kind of just like rely on their gaming service to pay all the bills and they don't really make games anymore, kind of like Valve. But even though I know that's not going to happen, considering they gobbled up all these companies and have releases that are going to come out, like Avowed and Contraband and Fable and stuff like that, I feel like we're waiting so unbelievably long and it's getting extremely frustrating. This video will probably be released before the showcase, the Xbox showcase, and so I'm probably going to eat a lot of my words in this video, but I figured I'd get my thoughts out now. I really hope Xbox can make a resurgence with this gaming event on the 12th and actually blow people away with their first-party games. These last few years, it's just been a lot of nothing that they've shown in their first-party category, but I feel like it's been long enough for them to cook something up in the oven, to cook some, first-party games up. I feel like it's finally time to show what they've been doing. Oh, and bring back Banjo-Kazooie. You bought Rare like 20 years ago, and all you've done is stuck them on Sea of Thieves. Like, come on, man. I need new Banjo-Kazooie game. I haven't had one of those in forever, man. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, or don't. I'm not your dad. I can't force you to do it. And, yeah. See ya.